Hello, this is astrologer coach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming full moon in 7 degrees of Libra on March 27th at 5:28 a.m. East Coast time in the US, 2:28 a.m. West Coast time in the US, and 9:28 a.m. London time. Now, the full moon is always a very extroverted, emotional time where something comes to the forefront that's been unconscious before, and now we're being more aware of it. And it also gets played out a lot of times in our relationships that we're experiencing, one of the sides of the energy being played out with another person. Now, this particular full moon is very powerful because we have a lot of planets in Aries that are connected with Uranus, the planet of awakening. And Uranus is making a square to Pluto right now in the sky, which is a very powerful energy that asks us to transform our physical structures. And so therefore since 2011 we've been feeling this Uranus-Pluto square that is still going to be in effect until 2013. And these two outer planets are inviting all of us on a collective level to really create some change in the world and to step up and to do something bigger and to kind of transform our lives. Change is definitely part of this configuration. And with Uranus being a big part of this full moon and connecting to Mars, which is the masculine energy, masculine principle, to the Sun, which is the principle of awareness and consciousness and creation, and to Venus, which is the principle of love and the heart and our values and relationships. We're definitely getting a sense that something is changing, something is shifting, and all of that is making an opposition to the moon in Libra. And Libra is all about inner balance. It's all about our inner balance and our ability to create harmony and peace with other people. So this full moon very much invites us to create that inner balance between the masculine and the feminine, but also to see how do our actions affect other people? How do our choices affect other people? Or how are we at the effect of what other people choose or what other people's actions are? So we're really getting a very clear sense of that during this full moon. And with Uranus being a big part of this, there's definitely a sense that we're getting an upgrade, and we're upgrading energetically speaking to a new level of our consciousness and to a new level of our own personal evolution. And the key here is to be really open to that, to be open to this upgrade and to allow this upgrade to occur. Because if we're starting to get scared and if we're starting to get really nervous about what's happening, we're kind of going to feel a little stuck, and we're going to feel like we're being trapped or we can't move forward. However, if we're really opening our hearts to this upgrade, and if we're really allowing for that to take place, then we can really move to the next level. And this is going to be a very good thing for those of us who are able to allow that. Now, obviously, with all these planets in Aries, it's going to be a very strong desire to take action right now and to move forward. However, I would say it's very important to have a very acute way of being conscious about what we choose right now with this Aries energy. What choices are we making in terms of actions, and are we being impulsive? Are we being impatient? All these things are really good to consider, because some of this could come from fear. And Mercury is still moving through Pisces, which is the sign of the heart. It's our limitless potential of beingness and how we're connected with each other. And therefore, coming from the heart is definitely going to guide us in a very big way through this Aries energy, and it's going to really give us a sense of being able to move forward much more effortlessly and in a way that really serves us and gets us better results. So this is something very good to consider. And Mercury is still going to be in Pisces until April 16th. So until Mercury moves out of Pisces, let yourself still be guided, and really trust your intuition. Trust that your higher self and the universe has the best interest at heart for you, and come from that heart place, come from that place of love. Now, another thing that's really a big part of this full moon is Jupiter, which is making a square to Mercury, which asks of us to find creative solutions around how we process information, and how we think about things, and how we deal with the truth, and that there is obviously many ways of dealing with the truth. So we're being invited here to see the bigger picture, and to also understand that information is not just something that comes from the outside, but it's also something that we can tap into within ourselves. And there is a big pool of information right there when we tap into our intuition. Jupiter is also has also a powerful aspect right now with Pluto and Saturn, and is the focus point of that aspect. And therefore, we're being asked to transform our disempowered beliefs, to kind of let go of all the things that disempower us, and to see that certain things that we've believed in the past are just no longer serving us, and we can now let go of those things. And we're also being invited to just make better choices in terms of what we decide is true and what we decide is not true, to come from a love-based place rather than a fear-based place. And all of this is definitely going to help us to move to the next level. So this full moon is definitely very much about taking a giant step forward, and really helping us to move to that next level in our own evolution. And we also need to remember that because there's all these outer planets that are connected to this full moon, we're all in this together. We're all experiencing this on some level or another. And this is also happening on a collective level, so not just on an individual level. But if we open our heart to allow that change to take place, whether it's externally or internally, we're definitely going to be experiencing an opening, and we're going to be moving into a really wonderful place in our evolution. However, if we're not open to that change, and we're kind of resisting that change, it's going to be kind of a bumpy ride for those of us who are resisting it. Because the truth is, shifts are happening everywhere, and so nobody's really going to be exempt from these changes and from these shifts, whether they're happening in a bigger or in a smaller way. Each of us will experience it slightly differently. However, I believe that if we keep our heart open, then we're definitely going to be experiencing these shifts and changes in a much more effortless way, and it's going to feel like a really wonderful ride towards a better place in our lives. Now, the other thing is that, with the Aries energy, it's a really great time also to develop courage within ourselves, and the awareness around what we want to step into and how we want to step up in our lives, and where the places that we don't need to step into anymore. So bravery and courage is a really big theme of Aries as well, which is part of this full moon for sure. And also, because Mars is in Aries and connected to Uranus, there is definitely a change and a transformation that's taking place around the masculine energies within us. And each of us has masculine and feminine energies, whether you're physically, whether you have a woman or a man physical body, female or male physical body, pardon me, you definitely have those masculine energies within you. And so the transformation that needs to take place with these masculine energies right now is it's all about protecting the feminine and to co-create with the feminine, so that we can co-create something very powerful, so that we have some very holistic results in our lives that come from an intuitive place and from a place of bravery and taking action. So it's very important to connect those two and to find that balance, that internal balance for each one of us. the choice that we do have to make with this full moon is, are we going to choose to live from a place of love, or are we going to choose to live from a place of fear? And this is really the biggest choice we're ever going to make. And I already mentioned that in my new moon video that I talked about with Pisces. Fear is definitely the place that keeps us stuck, and that pulls us down into the lower vibrations of things. And love is the place that really helps us to open up and helps us raise into a higher vibration and into the new paradigm that we're trying to develop here with these changes that we're undergoing. Again, with the new moon that we just had in Pisces, the energy is very much about blessing the past and letting it go, letting the go of the past, or what has our conditioning, or what has occurred for us in terms of our own past experiences, and stepping powerfully into the future by being completely present in the here and now, and by not looking back. Because I believe that the present time is really our biggest ally, and if we can open our hearts and be present at the same time, there is no way that we're not going to be fulfilling our fullest potential by doing that. And so I think this is very powerful to understand that, because if we're not opening our heart, and if we're not present in the moment, if we keep going into our past, or if we keep wishing for a different future instead of just being in the here and now, we're going to be feeling very stuck, and we're going to be moving into a very low vibration that is going to feel very frustrating, and that is going to feel very scary, because fear builds on fear in the end. Now, if you do have 5 to 12 degrees of planets in Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer, then you're definitely going to feel the effects of this full moon more fully. If you have your rising sign, Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, or Mercury in those degrees and those signs, then definitely you will feel this full moon quite strongly. But I do believe that all of us are going to feel this full moon quite strongly because of the outer planets being a part of this full moon. And I also do believe with Pluto being a part of this as well, we do need to make sure that we take care of ourselves really well. We do need to make sure that we sleep enough, that we eat healthy, that we drink plenty of water, that we breathe regularly and deeply, and that we also get some affection from other people and nurturing from other people, and also give nurturing to ourselves. I think this is going to be very helpful the week leading up to the full moon, and also the 2 weeks after the full moon. All of this is going to be very helpful to all of us. So if you want to stay connected energetically speaking, to see what's going on in the universe and how this is affecting all of us, feel free to always check out my weekly blogs on my website, or you can subscribe to those also via Feedburner on my website, and then they get sent to you via email every Sunday evening. Or you can like my Facebook fan page, which is AstrologerCoach.SonjaFrancis, and that I will always post my daily posts on there. Also, my daily bite-sized TV videos are going to be there during the week. And of course, also my weekly blogs and my bi-monthly videos are going to be posted there as well. So this is a great way to stay in touch. If you do want to know a little bit more how this full moon is affecting you personally, feel free to reach out for a mini reading. This is a great way to not spend too many of your resources in terms of time and finances, and to get a real insight into how this full moon is affecting you and how you can move more powerfully towards your next step of evolution. And if you want to do a mini reading, feel free to reach out to me either via email or via my website. And my email is Sonja@AstrologerCoach.com. That's SONJA@AstrologerCoach.com. And I'm looking very much forward to supporting you, and have a fantastic full moon. And I will be back very soon. This is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.